MicroStrategy Incorporated kickstarted the institutional adoption of Bitcoin by essentially committing a speculative attack against the dollar, taking on corporate debt and buying heaps upon heaps of Bitcoin.
If we borrowed $800 million at 62 basis points, and then we buy Bitcoin with it, and we can then leverage more.
The company's founder and former CEO Michael Saylor has become a living meme, protecting against plunges and gobbling up Bitcoin at a rate that is borderline inorganic.
There is no second best.
At over 200,000 BTC, the DC area software company has just around 1% of the total supply that will ever be issued. MicroStrategy's decision to raise funds through convertible senior notes underscores its continued confidence in Bitcoin as a strategic asset.
It's going up forever, Laura. Forever.
Right.
Their historic and strategic Treasury move not only reflects MicroStrategy's commitment to innovation and diversification, but also highlights the increasing integration of digital assets within traditional financial frameworks.
MicroStrategy and your company as a proxy for Bitcoin.
As the Bitcoin landscape continues to evolve, initiatives like these are poised to shape the future of investment strategies in corporate finance, bridging the gap between traditional markets and the burgeoning digital economy.
You do not sell your Bitcoin. Thank you.
There you have it, number 2, as we're counting down the top 21 moments of the last epoch. Still the number 1 to come. Brief plug, bitcoinmagazine.com/print. You can get a special edition copy of the upcoming Halving issue, which is on newsstands now. The first 150 subscribers entered to win a special edition Bitcoin Halving ledger, which is right here. Secure your Bitcoin, keep it in self-custody. MicroStrategy, we've talked a lot about Michael Saylor. We know that he's someone who's put Bitcoin on its back publicly, fought our enemies. Isabella, I'm going to turn it to you. Michael Saylor, what does he mean to you? The Giga Chad.
Well, I gotta say, I kind of do like his most recent speech. Did you see the one in Madeira where he was highlighting the different stages of a Bitcoiner? You know, I think it was 5 stages, and you started off with the denier, then I don't remember all the stages, but you go from the denier to the investor to the full-on maximalist. And it's so true, because especially that we were just in the block with the ETF's approval. We see that now we have the suits coming in, and obviously they were big deniers from the beginning. They hated Bitcoin, and then you have Larry Flink. We're getting tired. Who's like switching over.
Have a sovereign.
Cheers. I know. We've been here for a while, so.
Stay with it.
But this is waking us up. So I think it's been good seeing Michael Saylor, you know, put a face to Bitcoin and, you know, connecting it to the normies.
But does Bitcoin need a face? Is this not an additional attack vector on Bitcoin? Odell, your thoughts?
We should just nonchalantly put an L in Larry Fink's name going forward. Just every time we talk about him, we just be Larry Flink. Larry Flink this, Larry Flink that. I think it would probably drive him crazy.
Let's talk about the rankings, though. Number 2, MicroStrategy.
Look,
number
once
3,
again,
ETFs.
I think Saylor adopting the Bitcoin standard for MicroStrategy is absolutely massive. He did it solely in this epoch, right? Like he came in a big way a couple of months after the last halving. He survived this epoch. He survived one of the biggest, one of the longest bear markets of all time, Bitcoin-wise. He had a shit ton of detractors telling him, "You're a fucking idiot. Sell your Bitcoin." Instead of selling his Bitcoin, he bought more Bitcoin. This is going to be the thesis of every company going forward: accumulate as much Bitcoin as possible. He is on the verge of getting added to the S&P 500. He turned his complete no-name tech company, MicroStrategy, into someone who they want him on CNBC. They want him in front of the camera, you know, and he deserves massive praise for that. I will say that I think he's still very early in his Bitcoin journey, and I look forward to watching the transformation of Saylor over time.
Quoted
and
Kanye,
no one should just worship heroes blindly.
Well, since your words, you quoted Kanye earlier, I'll quote him again, no one man should have all that power.
It's
Michael
true.
Saylor, too powerful in Bitcoin. Your thoughts, Shinobi?
He's just another rich asshole. And we've had so many over the years. Like, yeah, what he did with MicroStrategy and the Treasury, thesis, it's a solid play. It's definitely going to be something that is a blueprint many people follow afterwards. But other than that, he's just another rich asshole.
Well, taking the counterpoint, I do think that there is something symbolic about MicroStrategy. In many ways, he does sort of close a tumultuous period for Bitcoin, the fork wars. There were many different Bitcoins competing. There were many companies pursuing diversification strategies. Michael came in and with a large conviction bet with his public company backed one Bitcoin and only Bitcoin, and was that not significant?
Blockstream had the Bitcoin Treasury strategy well before Michael Saylor knew what Bitcoin was. Well, not as much as he does, but they also don't have the revenue to get the huge credit line that he does. But my point is,
that's the impressive part, right? Like I think that's the impressive part about what he did. He realized he can essentially take out free money and he can put it into Bitcoin. It's long-term. They're long-term loans. He knows inflation's happening. Like he pulled off the speculative attack that a lot of us have talked about for years.
Let's talk about the achievement.
And he deserves praise for it.
We are now one block away. To MicroStrategy. We're going to throw it back, revealing the top moment of the last Bitcoin epoch. You've been waiting.
So what is money and how does it get value? Paper money has value because someone says so. Bitcoin is different. It's like digital gold. It has value for many of the reasons gold does, but that's only the start. It has a limited supply, only 21 million, so no one can decide to just print more. Because no central authority controls it, it can never be shut down. And unlike with banks and credit card companies, you don't need approval to use it. It puts the power back in all our hands. Bitcoin lets you control your finances. Kraken lets you buy Bitcoin. Kraken, see what crypto can be.